Hello, welcome to another Unreal Engine 4.23 tutorial. Today it's going to be about improving the grappling hook that you might have seen from other tutorials. So, two improvements that we're going to make is going to have frame rates independence, because the tutorials that I saw, why not autosave short. We're going to break my flow, random prompts. All right, so the two things that we're going to do are going to be the frame rate independence, because in tutorials that you saw that you might have seen for grappling hooks, the problem was that they would be moving different speeds across different frame rates. And another improvement that we're going to make is we're going to have so that when you're grappling with a certain button, so I have right click, as soon as you release right click, the grappling hook would just stop there as well. So here, let me show you what I mean in more detail. So I have shift to run there. Alright, so first let's just move our maximum frame rates to 60. So that's 1, 2, hold on, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then let's crank those frame rates up to the max. Yep, still same speed, 1, 2, 1, 2. So here, let's go slow motion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, so now we're going to turn back slow motion, but with our high frame rate, or lower frame rates, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there it is. So we're going the same speed there. Oh, well, before we do get to the nitty-gritty details in the code, here, so I right-click to grapple, and I can just release it just like that. Right-click, release, right-click, release. Alright, so let's see how that was done, eh? So we're going to start, this all starts in our event tick. Event tick, we just have one event called full grapple event. Now what the fuck is that? Let's go find out. We have several variables there. We have hooked. That's our one variable that's checking essentially if you're hooked or not. It's the name indicates. So if the grappling hook is currently hooked. If you want to make variables, you just go like that. Just click the variable tab. You can also change the variable type there. So the ones that we're going to be using, it's going to be booleans, vectors, and floats. So you can just change from boolean, float, and vector there. Oh, by the way, I'm completely assuming that you saw previous grappling hook tutorials, so there's also that. So we're going to check first of all if the grappling hook is hooked, and if the move hook location, so if you've reached the location of the grappling hook or not. So that is our main deal there. So the first part is moving the actual grappling hook itself. Before we do that, how do we get a unit grappling hook? We're going to need a cable component there. I mean, you can't really see it because you can't really see it, but you first have to go a cable component. So normally it's just gonna look like that. Be sure to attach that to your first person camera like so. And then so this is how it will normally look like, but it's not gonna look like this because we're gonna adjust the settings a bit. We're gonna first of all have no end location. We're gonna crank that cable length all the way to 0. We're gonna reduce the number of segments, reduce the cable width, and most importantly, we're gonna not have it render at the beginning of the game. So that way, we'll trigger it when we're just moving, so it won't always be visible there. So those are settings that you want to go with. So viewport, add component, cable. All right. So let's go to our move grappling hook. So our move grappling hook is a function. So if you want to make a function, you just go there, you type whatever, our wonderful, beautiful function. You can have inputs there, but we won't be using inputs. Instead, we're going to be using outputs. So that will be just our one output. So like that. All right. So we won't be needing our majestic function. I know, unfortunately, we're going to have to erase it. There we are. Rest in peace, Outlook. Here we go, function. Alright, so first we're going to set its visibility back because now we're actually moving our grappling hook. And we're going to check if you've come close enough to it. So if you've come close enough to it, then we're going to just say, yep, you reached location, congratulations. And if not, well, fuck you, yeah, reach it yet, so yeah, screw you. Yeah, reach location is false. So there we are. And the second part of this is move grapple player. So here, I'll just go with that. I'm also just showing these, so you can just copy off of this, because if you don't want to hear my shitty explanations. So move grapple player. This is the frame rates dependent movement that I was previously using in my own game, actually, for that I found off of other tutorials. But this is this difference. You know how long it took me to make this? I spent 2 hours to figure this out. That's it. Just this smallest difference. I was up until 4 in the morning when I figured this. Alright, moving on. So this will make it so that it's frame rate independent, this movement. We don't want the get roll delta seconds, because get roll delta seconds can be a frame rate is frame rate dependent. So there's that. And now there's actually activating our grappling hook. So how to do that? Let's go. Well, you're gonna want to first of all make a button prompt. So I have a right mouse button. So first, what we're gonna check is we're gonna do first is we're gonna make a line trace. Our trace channel will be visibility. So here, so normally it will be a none, but just for sake of presentation, I'll just have for duration there. So let's go back. So there it is. That's our line trace there, line trace there, line trace there, and there. This line trace is there, right? Oh, look at that, wonderful, majestic. All right, let's go back. So yeah, so that's our line traces, and we're essentially checking if our line traces hit. And if it hits, then we're gonna set our hook to true. Remember that hook from a while back? Yeah, that same hook. We're gonna set that one to true. And we're gonna also set our hook location from the location of our line trace there, like so. And if there was no hit, then we're gonna have a stop grapple. Normally you wouldn't see this, and if you're gonna not have that release mechanic, so where as soon as you stop pressing, the grappling hook itself releases, then you won't be needing this. But I'm gonna assume that you're gonna use it, so you're gonna also need this as well, which would just be the forward vector for first person camera when we shoot it, like so. So there it is. And also another thing, so this is our jump. So when we have like so, we're at a point like this, and we press jump, then it jumps like so. Here, let's try that again. There we are, we climb that. Actually, I do have a climbing tutorial, you can go check that one out. Because climbing like this is a bit of a pain in the ass. Come on, there you go. Jesus fucking climb, there you are. I do have a climbing tutorial, I'll also link that in the description below. So yeah, so this is how we're gonna do. So if it's hooked, once again, we're gonna stop grapple and just launch our character like so. Alright, anyway, so for that release mechanic, what you might initially think is, what is this? We don't need this. You can just stop grappling. And what's stop grapple? We just set these to false, and essentially that rope is not moving us anymore, right? So yeah, that works to an extent, but there's a bit of a problem with that. Here, let's see what that problem is. So there we are, we're in the game. Let's grapple, and off to my planet, I guess. Goodbye, my people need me. So yeah, there's a bit of a problem. And if you're fine with that, sure, I can go with that, but I'm guessing that's not what you exactly want, so I fixed this as well. Didn't take me as long as move grapple player. Well, whatever, I'm getting sidetracked. So we're gonna get the velocity of our actor, and we're gonna want absolute values because you can have negative velocity in Unreal. So, but that still means that you're moving really, really, really fast. But it's just negative velocity. So we're going to want the absolute value. So we always have a positive number. And we're going to check if our x and y velocity is greater than a certain number. So I have 1,500 there, for example. You can make this whatever you want, 500. And this variable is called max grapple release speed. And that's why I name it. It's a bit of a shitty name, but it'll do. So we're going to check that. So and if it's greater than that, then we're going to just remember the grappling hook forward vector that we took a while back. Yeah, it's coming in handy now, actually. And now we're going to launch our character to that direction that we took originally with our max grapple release speed. So so with the same ones here. And after that, we're just going to stop grapple. So here, let's just plug this back in, like so. There we are. So there it is. Here, let's hold on. Here, I'll just make this full screen. There it is. So this is, the neat thing about this is that you can actually adjust the speed of the max grapple release speed. So once you release, you could go at a faster speed phone. So let's go back to 1,500. That was 500. 500 is a bit slow. So here. So yeah. Well, I think that is it. I mean, it seems to be working well enough. Here, let's just crank those frame rates up again. I'm gonna stop thinking about how long is this tutorial. I don't know. It's not saying anything there anymore. Whatever. Well, I hope you learned something. Let's just go over this one last time so you can see what I did here. I hope you learned something, because I know I haven't, aside from how invaluable my time is apparently. There we are. I hope that I covered everything here. If I didn't, that would suck. Alright, yeah, anyways, have a good day, I guess, and see you later. I don't know if I'll make any more of these, and bye.